G'day. How you going? Pretty bloody epic, I hope. Alright guys, I'd like to share with you my camping trip I had prior to the eclipse that we had, the blood moon, and I went out to Carnarvon Gorge. It was just a spur of the moment camping trip, and really I had to follow the signs. I just had a need to go out and get into nature, and I looked around where I live and I decided Carnarvon Gorge looked pretty good, and I kind of decided about a day or two before that I was going to go do this, and quite the experience I had. I did about 32 to 34 kilometres on foot in about 11 hours in 2 days of hiking, and I found muscles that I never even realised that I had, and it was quite the experience. I came across some beautiful examples of nature, and it was really good just to turn my phone on aeroplane mode. I used it to take photos and videos, but just to get away from technology a bit and do a bit of camping. It was really cold camping at night on my air mattress in my tent, but it was worth it to get out into nature. And I came across some Aboriginal art, some paintings in some caves there, and that was amazing to see. I got some great footage of that. We got a visitor here. Come to say g'day. I was actually there at one of the sites, Cathedral Cave at Carnarvon Gorge, and I got there and I just put all my gear down that I was carrying, my camera, my tripod, had a drink of water, and then just, I got midgies here guys. If you see me waving, there's little midgies flying around. So I just connected and gave respect to the people of that area, their spirit, past and present. And within a few minutes of being there, I was standing there, my right hand just started tingling, and I thought, oh crap, I have done a disc, compressed a disc in my neck, and it's pushing on a nerve or something, because I just had this intense pins and needles in my right hand for about a good 10 to 20 seconds. And didn't think much of it. It went away. Thought, okay, yeah, no, my neck's not sore at all. But nerve damage sometimes can be a bit funny. But anyway, I was reading the plaques that they had there at the art gallery, and it said right hand was to take strength from the land, and a picture of the left hand is putting spirit into the land. So it didn't really click for me, but I was walking away from that site, and I thought, you know, what a coincidence. Anyway, but it has kind of, you know, it was good timing. Just the way that this whole the way my life has been lately, and just the urge to go camping, following the signs, and then having that experience all the way up the back of Carnarvon Gorge after hours of walking. Yeah, really amazing experience. So it didn't click later until I was walking back, and then I had a bit of a moment to myself, and, you know, just, yeah, far out. The plaque over there just says, the left hand being put on the wall represents putting spirit back into the land, and the right hand is taking strength from the land. There's a right hand, there's a right hand. Gaining strength from the land. So, saw some animals, birds, wallabies, kangaroos. Great time camping. Highly recommend checking it out to anyone that's thinking about going there. And prior to going there, I went there with the intention, I want to see a platypus in the wild. And I ended up seeing 2 platypus in the wild. So, yeah, you know, you're really great example of how our thoughts and what we focus on can manifest in our reality. It was just, what a weekend, and that was just the beginning of the weekend. I ended up driving home and watching the eclipse. Getting home, I drove home late. I think it was the Friday night, and the eclipse was the Saturday morning. So I got home exhausted, had a couple hours sleep, woke up early in the morning, drove out to one of my favourite locations around my hometown and watched the eclipse. And yeah, some really awesome stuff happened there. Got there, it was freezing cold. I lit a fire, set my camera up, the tripod, was watching the moon, watching the eclipse, and I was just getting into the present, connecting, enjoying the sounds of nature. I could hear a few birds, and just having the fire, just the ambience was really nice. And I had my digital camera with me, and I was sitting there around the fire. Prior to this though, I noticed some phenomenon happening in the sky, stuff moving around, different speeds, and there was also nothing on the satellite app as well, so that can kind of confirm that there was a bit of stuff going on in the sky, which was pretty cool. But also, while I was sitting around the fire, I had an urge just to get up and walk around the front of the car where the car was parked, and look on the offside of the car and start snapping photos. And I started snapping, I took about 8 to 10 photos in a pretty, not a very wide angle of area. And within that area, I took photos of what I thought were rabbit eyes. There's this very highly reflective object about 3 feet off the ground. And I wasn't holding the camera up to my eyes when I was taking the photo. I was just holding it out in front of me, snap, 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 as I turned. And in 2 of these photos was what I thought was eyes of some kind just reflecting back at me, but it was just too close together and way too bright to be cat's eye. I don't know why I thought rabbit eyes, but that was the first thing that came to my mind. It kind of stood out like those very highly reflective things that they stick to the road to show you the parameters of the road at night and whatnot. But it was only there for 2 of these photos that I snapped, and then I snapped another photo. It wasn't there. It had disappeared. So on my digital camera, I couldn't zoom in really well and check it out. I just thought, I'm going to check these photos out when I get home. That was really cool just to see that. But also, when I checked out the photos later on, in other photos I found like a small blue orb, a small blue sphere, you could say, and it stands out really well when you zoom in on it. And these highly reflective, this highly reflective object that was about 2 to 3 feet off the ground also had, once zoomed in on it, like a blue tinge, and really amazing. So I'll share that with you guys. Got to check it out. So that was the eclipse weekend. It was just, I was exhausted come Sunday, and I just slept for a good day after all that hiking and not sleeping because it was cold, driving home, getting up early, watching the eclipse. It was really cool. So quite the experience, and yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And so I saw a platypus in the wild. Epic. Great times. Alright guys, cheers. Yes. Mr. Platypus. So we can't leave the turtles out of this. We can't give the platypus all the attention. Turtles are pretty cool too. Just sunbaking all day. See you guys. At the blood moon. Halfway done. We got the blood moon, and it's nearing full. Oh wow, look at that. It's 5:20 AM, it's nearly a full blood moon. You can kind of see a face in there, eh? 2 eyes and a mouth on a bit of an angle. It's pretty cool. The blood moon.